Welcome back. You're watching Choice 2017 here on KTN News. Let's now switch gears a bit. Let's focus. Let's turn our cameras on the county of Nzoia, and we're joined by the Deputy Minority Chief Whip in the National Assembly, who's also the Member of Parliament for Kiminini, Chris Omala. Thanks, Mheshimiwa, for joining us. I was saying earlier, focusing on Nzoia County and politics going into August 2017, I might not remember much about the Masinde Muliros, but I remember the 1990s. Nzoia was very vibrant in this country's politics, with George Captain and Mheshimiwa Kipruto Kirwa here and the late Kijana Malwa. But it seems to have taken a kind of a backseat. What is happening as a current leader from Nzoia? Why is that, Mheshimiwa?
I don't think Nzoia has gone anywhere contrary. I think the leadership of Nzoia is still vibrant. Of course, we celebrate our heroes like Masinde Muliro, Wamalwa Kijana, George Captain, of course, Kipruto Arap Kirwa, and of course, Chris Omala is there. I'm driving the agenda. So you can't come and say that now that we're behind. It's only that, contrary to a lot of perceptions, it is still, it's another zone. I want to tell you that. Jubilee have tried their best, but I don't see them going anywhere.
Is it really another zone?
It is, it is, and even Honorable Kirwa here is going to confirm to that. Irrespective of the number of visits that His Excellency the Deputy President has been coming, or the President, the people of Nzoia are 100% in NASA.
All right.
Today we've NASA'd even so many people. And very soon I'm sure we'll be having a NASA rally. In fact, the people of Nzoia are just yearning. They want to know, when is this great day?
All right.
Because when you look at the Jubilee government, what it has done for the people of Nzoia, actually, people are suffering. Wengine wamekuwa nakula nyama na sisi hata hatuna mate ya kumeza. And that is the reality.
All right.
Yes.
Kiro, what do you think about the recent years? Do you think Nzoia's vibrancy has waned in any way?
Well, you know, with the demise of the late Wamalwa, definitely you expected there will be some kind of readjustment to be done. But I'm happy my friend here, the Honorable Chris Wamalwa, has come up as a young person and a second center stage. And some of us, you know, we have a lot of respect for him, for the courage and also the focus that he has. And this is something that I really admire among young people in Nzoia. But this adjustment may not take long. He himself has declared that he's going to be a presidential candidate in the not so far future. But in the meantime, we are going to work together as colleagues, compete within our NASA coalition, but we get the best results for our county.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we continue, let me just take our viewers through the current composition in the county of Nzoia in terms of the people, the electorates, the voters, in terms of the elected leaders in the county of Nzoia. That is, of course, in our vote basket. Let's very quickly, Nzoia has a population of 818,757. That is according to the 2009 census. Registered voters, biometric voter registration, 244,640, a very good chunk of voters there. Now, in terms of constituencies, just how it looks like, 5 constituencies in Nzoia. Kwanza constituency has 46,783 voters. Endebess, 28,000. It's the smallest in terms of voters, 962 voters. Saboti constituency has 55,791 voters. Kiminini, Mheshimiwa Omala's constituency, has 55,533 registered voters. Cherangani is the largest in terms of voters, 57,571 voters. That is, of course, Mheshimiwa Kipruto Kirwa's former constituency. In terms of elected leaders, Governor is Patrick Khaemba, elected on a Ford Kenya ticket. The Senator is Henry Ndiema, also elected on a Ford Kenya party ticket. The County Woman Representative, Janet Wanyama, elected on a new Ford Kenya ticket. Now, in terms of the representatives of the people of Nzoia in the National Assembly, Kwanza is represented by Ferdinand Wanyonyi, Ford Kenya. Endebess, Robert Pukose, URP. Saboti is David Wekesa, New Ford Kenya. Kiminini again, of course, Chris Omala, elected on a Ford Kenya ticket. And Cherangani is Wesley Korir, an independent candidate in the 2013 general election. In terms of the presidential vote in 2013, let's just take a look at how Nzoia voted. Uhuru Kenyatta garnered 74,000 466, that is 37% of the vote, total votes cast. Raila Odinga had 92,035, 51%. Musalia Mudavadi, of course, running on ANC then, had 24,762, 12% of the total votes cast. Voter turnout in Trans Nzoia, 82%. And finally, let's take a look at how the county assembly is represented. New Ford Kenya has 8 members of the county assembly. URP has 8. Ford Kenya has 4. And we have ODM, which has 1 member of the county assembly. But these are the main ones in the county of Trans Nzoia. That's how it looks. And I want to challenge your point, Mheshimiwa, that Trans Nzoia is a NASA zone. We have 8 URP members of the county assembly, 1 URP member of parliament.
Yeah, let me explain to that.
What has changed?
Start with the governor.
All right.
The governor is the CEO of the county. He's New Ford Kenya. The senator, I mean, the governor is Ford Kenya.
Right.
Coming to the senator,
Ford Kenya.
It's Ford Kenya. Come to representation in parliament. We have 2 Ford Kenya. We have another one URP, another one independent candidates. So from there you can see, obviously, Ford Kenya is the majority party. But coming to the counties, you know, there are some dynamics which were there. Under the Code Coalition, we had also, there were many other who filled candidates from the coalition. And that's why we had those challenges which were there. But from the way the Jubilee government has performed in terms of fulfillment of their promises in Trans Nzoia County, the level of dissatisfaction is actually very high. That's why I'm telling you. And with the incoming now of Honorable Senator Kipruto Arap Kirwa, family in NASA, we're also in NASA. I can tell you now, there's nothing like Jubilee. In fact, they say Jubilee Tower. You know, it is everywhere. So to me, if they're going to get any seat, I think it's gonna be magic.
All right.
The deputy president was there. He saw. The president, you're welcoming him, is coming, and is going to see for himself. The dissatisfaction level has gone high. All right,
Mheshimiwa Kirwa, you have been an impeccable strategist over the years. You were once a Kanu rebel.
Yes.
You have a lot of political experience. How do you turn, we've seen in the presidential votes, a good number voted for Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013. So in your efforts to make, Trans Nzoia really NASA zone as you wanted, what do you need to do?
Well, thank you for the compliment. One thing that is very clear is that although politics is not just addition of figures, if you are to look at Musalia's votes and those of Mheshimiwa Raila, and the possible bandwagon effect that will be caused by the two combining and bringing other players on board, because possibly Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka must have also gotten some votes there, is likely to tilt the balance in favor of us. Just to do simple addition, 12% plus 51% is 63%. Anybody who commands 63% in any contest is a sure winner.
All right.
And of course, I've told you there is the bandwagon effect. Number 2, in fact, the competition in Trans Nzoia will end at the nomination of NASA candidates. After that, whoever NASA is going to front as a candidate in Trans Nzoia is a sure winner for any of the elective positions.
Do you think, Mheshimiwa Wamalwa, that the formation of NASA is going to kill Ford Kenya?
I don't think so, because under the framework of NASA, the respective political parties are going to be there. They're not going to die. But we are most likely, I don't want to disclose what the National Coordinating Committee is doing, but there's a possibility of the joint nomination. And as Mheshimiwa Kirwa has alluded to, after these nominations, the preferable situation, we want to fill one candidate against Jubilee. We're not going to have multiple, but we're going to have Ford Kenya, ANC, ODM, or whatever the case. That is one zone that we're really focusing on going for a joint nomination, though the matter is still being discussed. I don't want to disclose or to speculate anything. So really, when you go to the ground, what is happening? As I mentioned earlier, it is because of the dissatisfaction. Remember the Jubilee government, when it came to power, it promised the youth jobs. We don't know how many jobs they've created so far. We've not seen that. So the level of dissatisfaction has gone high. The level of corruption everywhere. You know, the youths, they're just languishing. The promises that were given are not there. Issues of, we have a lot of squatters in Nzoia County. And the worst thing the government has done is they use the land in Nzoia to come and settle the squatters coming from as far as Rift Valley, Nakuru, instead of focusing on the real squatters of Nzoia who have been there since the days of the whites, the white settlers. So this has led to the level of dissatisfaction. We passed in Parliament a motion to have a university, Kitale Technical, to be upgraded, and this is going to provide employment. Accessible to education is going to be very easy. The government up to now has not yet implemented that. What we are being told, the exchequer, we don't have money, this, so please, Mheshimiwa, wait a bit, we are going to, once we get money, we are going to implement this. When it comes to the issues of fertilizer, the government has been promising subsidized fertilizer. You know, Nzoia, they are the people who grow maize. This subsidized fertilizer, because of corruption, it comes when the planting season is gone. We don't even see it. There are only some business people who get and double the amount of money. So really the benefits are not trickling down. So the Jubilee government, what it has done to the farmer, look at Galana Kulana. The millions they've wasted there. Instead of giving this money to the people of Nzoia, by giving them fertilizer, we have arable land, we could be doing more.
Good point.
The people of Nzoia are suffering because of the policies of Jubilee government.
All right, the issues, according to you, Mheshimiwa Kirwa, what are, in a nutshell, the issues that the people of Nzoia will be looking at going into this election? As they listen to you, as they listen to even Jubilee go there to sell their manifesto, what are the issues there, according to you?
One fundamental issue is the issue of exclusion. We feel excluded in any government arrangement, and the people of Nzoia shall be looking forward to electing a government that includes all the communities of Kenya, including Nzoia. Those in leadership today assume Nzoia is a county on transit by thinking that just because there are certain communities that may be aligned to those in power, they assume those people are happy as long as their brothers and sisters are happy elsewhere. I want to tell those in power that Nzoia people have their own identity. I belong to Nzoia. I may have my relatives in Uasin Gishu or Nandi, but my home is Nzoia. And my issues should be dealt with in Nzoia because that is where I belong. Number two, people of Nzoia are very alive to the fact that this government has made corruption more of the rule than the exception. If there is time, corruption has become some kind of heroism. It has gained heroism during the regime of Jubilee. The people of Nzoia are going to look at leaders who are responsible and responsive to the needs of the people. Finally, the people of Nzoia want an alternative voice, and that voice is in NASA.
All right. Mheshimiwa, back to the politics a bit before we wind up. New Ford Kenya has been eating out at Ford Kenya support, both in Nzoia and in Bungoma, some parts of Bungoma. What do you do to this, New Ford Kenya? How do you
By the way, as we speak right now, in line with the Political Parties Act, we don't have New Ford Kenya.
Yes, of course.
And those remnants of New Ford Kenya have gone to Jubilee.
Yes.
They know it very well. They're not going anywhere. Of course, indicators are there, you know, because the people have told them. In fact, they were lucky because they got something when they were New Ford Kenya. But after they went to Jubilee, as I said, Tawe means zero. So they're not going anywhere. They know it. And very soon, you'll see them coming back to NASA because we're in talks. You know, they want to come back, but we are saying, hey, we have to go, be prepared to go for nominations. Where we have candidates, no one is going to be given the ticket under the table. Even as we are ready to iron it out if at all we're going to have any competitor. So as far as New Ford Kenya is concerned, after it was a good riddance. And now that it's gone, the people are determined, they don't want anything to do with Jubilee, they are back in NASA. And it's become much bigger. And with the likes of Kirwa, you know, Kirwa has a history. You know, he's one of the politicians who've been very firm. He doesn't play politics of sycophancy. And now that he's joined by Honorable Chris Wamala here, you can imagine how Nzoia County is going to be.
Are you going to run for governor? There have been rumors.
Good question. Not just rumors. I had actually declared to go for governor. And even the sitting governor knows if I go for it, in the morning he has gone home. And you know, we come from the same party, Ford Kenya. And we've had different discussions. the Elders Council, the church, the business community, professionals. You know, I'm still young, and I'm also looking at my political career, so that after this, what next? You know, in terms of opportunity costs, so we thought, let's support whoever is going to win the nominations. Then I'm coming in for governor of Trans Nzoia County in 2022. But for now, I'm going to defend my seat of Kiminini. Because the people of Kiminini, they still want me. In fact, they've been asking, Mheshimiwa, if you go, we've not identified any alternative. So let's give it up to 2022. Because I also want to leave the constituency into safe hands. We don't want to leave the constituency into... we have these pastors, they're called what? Kanyaris. You know, we have a lot of Pastor Kanyaris in Trans Nzoia, and we are worried. Because we don't want them to do anything.
On KTN News on Choice 27. Mheshimiwa Kirwa, as we wind up, you are in Newford, Kenya.
Yes.
You did work with Jubilee before now you are at ANC. Why the movement?
No, I have never gone to Jubilee.
Yeah.
When Newford, Kenya went to Jubilee, I remained partless. Then at some stage, I moved to Fort Kenya in July last year. And towards the end of the year, the Honorable Musalia told me, come, you will add value to my party. You will give me the national image that is required. So I joined him, and we are working together. And thank God, we are together within Fort Kenya in NASA arrangement. So I've not done a lot of movement. They went, they left me in the old house, and the house collapsed. So I came out of the house, and now I'm in a house that I feel is safe. And with the combination of Mheshimiwa Chris Wamalo and others, we are home together.
Mheshimiwa Chris Wamalo, as NASA, people talk about how Isaac Ruto has been able to eat into Jubilee support in Bomet, and how the senator for Baringo has been able to eat into Jubilee support in Baringo. Is Mheshimiwa Kirwa going to eat into that support in Nandi? That for you? What do you think is his impact in NASA?
Of course, Honorable Kipruto Arap Kirwa is a brand name. And he has just mentioned why he left Fort Kenya to join Musalia for that national image. And looking at the history where he's coming from, you know, there's that bigger picture of also perception. So by him also coming in, obviously, and he mentioned it earlier that he has even roots, he has relatives in Gishu, Nandi, wherever it is. Wherever they are, as a leader, he can influence that direction. So obviously, it's going to add value in the sense that those people who believe in him, who believe in his philosophy, already they're in NASA. And whatever is going on, you know, he comes from the same community with the deputy president, but it does not mean that when the people of the community are benefiting, it means those people of Trans Nzoia are also benefiting. As I mentioned earlier, things are not good for Trans Nzoia because we are farmers, the issues of squatters, the issues of fertilizers, we've had issues.
Thanks, Mheshimiwa. Final question in 30 seconds only. What should people expect from you in the next 3-4 months?
Us as NASA or as Kirwa?
As Kirwa, as Kirwa.
Well, they should expect my presence more on the ground, and I will be able to sell my platform on the basis of all-inclusive system that recognizes the diversity of Trans Nzoia and the rest of Kenya.
All right. Thank you so much. Kipruto Arap Kirwa, the Deputy Party Leader of the Amani National Congress, and Chris Wamalo, Member of Parliament for Kiminini, also the Deputy Minority Chief Whip in the National Assembly. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. All the best. That's where we leave it on Choice 2017. Many thanks.